One of the most important aspects when it comes to building, maintaining a network, and a lot of people may struggle with this initially and then they glom onto it, is that you can't stay in touch with everyone. If you're watching this video and you're passionate about building relationships, you're already very, very familiar with Robin Dunbar's research that we can only maintain 150 relationships or so at any point in time. Now, of course, yes, I do provide CRM software that helps you track and maintain and serves as that second brain. But even then, right, we're not talking about jumping from 150 relationships to 15,000. As we think about the different tiers of our relationship, we still have to be more selective about who we choose to maintain relationships with. Now, therefore, we have to ask ourselves, well, who do I want to maintain relationships with? We have all sorts of people coming in one ear and out the other. Who are the ones that I choose to put intentional time and effort to maintain relationships with? Otherwise, I just have a huge LinkedIn feed of a lot of connections. I'm connected with so many people, but connected to so few. That's what we want to solve. Now, initially, as most people are thinking about it, the idea of importance comes up. I should stay in touch with people that I believe are going to be important for my job, important for my career. Now, this is one model, for example. Yes, if you really only care about relationships for the purpose of some transactional value, I believe that there's a much more different and much more important way. Who are the relationships that I would love to maintain over a long period of time? Those generative relationships. And if we care about not just transactional relationships, but those long-term relationships, we have to take a different mindset because it's not about importance, because importance may wax and wane. It may not be value because what we value will change. Instead, we have to think about what are the types of relationships that I care about? And more specifically, what do I value in people? And use that as your scorecard. If you're familiar with being in any kind of sales context, you're familiar with the idea of having a scorecard. When a business opportunity comes up, you don't necessarily treat all of them the same. You instead run it through a scorecard of like, all right, do they have the right budget? Do they have authority to make the purchasing decisions? Do they have the right needs? Do they have the right timing, et cetera, to basically identify whether and how much this is a good opportunity. We can take that same methodology and apply that to our relationships. Now, again, we're not necessarily saying, oh yeah, like, is this person rich? Is this person valuable? Is this person connected? No. Instead, think about for ourselves, what do I value in people? Who are the types of relationships I really love staying in touch with? And what are some of the common traits among them? So for example, Joe Polish has his ELF framework: easy, lucrative, and fun. He wants relationships where it's easy to maintain touch with them. They're not bristly people, they're not jerks, they aren't icy to engage with. They're lucrative, meaning I believe that if I maintained a relationship with them for a long period of time, we'd be able to do something that would generate a lot of value together. And fun, people who I can get down with, people who I can party with, people I can have fun with, people who I don't want to just have coffee with, but I can then go have a beer with. So that's one particular framework. Over the years, I've developed my own framework. I will call this F.A.T. Yes, I look for fat people. I look for fun, ambitious, and talented people. So fun means they're great to be around. They have a positive mindset or mentality. My energy increases being around them, and I don't walk away from the conversation feeling drained. Everyone has bad days. I'm not looking for people who have that toxic positivity mindset, but people who seem to really be enjoying life or trying to enjoy life. I also look for ambitious people, people who have some type of growth mindset. That doesn't necessarily mean they want to climb the corporate career ladder as fast as possible, or they want to be a billionaire by the time they're 45, or they want to start a unicorn company. None of that. I look for people who have some direction in life, who have some velocity, right? Who are really thinking about how do I be the best version of myself? How do I be a little bit better each and every day? That kind of attitude versus people who, let's say, work the 9 to 5 and come home and watch Netflix. There's nothing wrong with that, but those aren't necessarily people I gravitate to. And it doesn't even need to be professional. It can be personal too. It can be someone who is really trying to work on their art, or someone who is always learning a new instrument, not just to pass the time, but because they just have that kind of fire, that drive inside of them. And last is talented. And talented, of course, can apply to many different things. It can be personal or professional. Yes, of course, I always keep track of what are people's special skill sets in the professional arena, but they have some kind of talent. It doesn't necessarily need to be something that is super relevant to me, but I look for people who have honed that talent. Again, who are phoning it in every day. So for me, fun, ambitious, and talented is what I look for. Now, of course, what's not in there? Well, I don't particularly care about how wealthy people are. I don't care about how connected people are. I don't care about their religion. I don't care about necessarily their family values or diversity or sexual orientation, but I will try and ignore all of those and saying, hey, is this person fun to be around? Are they ambitious in some way? And are they talented? So here's the exercise for you. I want you to look at your calendar and look at the people that you are most excited about meeting with. And yes, looking off the back of the boat is sometimes the best way. Just by doing calendar review and saying, hey, who are the people that I've really enjoyed meeting and getting to know? You can also, of course, go through your phone, LinkedIn, social media, etc. Identify, all right, who are the people that I've met that I've really liked? And then what are the common paths, or what do I really like about them? Is it that they've always got some kind of like really good joke around? Awesome. You may love funny people. Is it that they are musically talented? Awesome. I know someone who almost can't connect with anyone who doesn't have a burning passion for music. Awesome. It might be someone who is always traveling because you love traveling. Be someone who does focus on family or does share the same religious orientation as you. That's okay. Of course, we want a diverse network. We want people from all sorts of different walks of life. We're not saying that we should filter anyone out like that, but instead it's thinking about what are the common traits that matter most. I'd love to hear what matters for you. And as you then think about your network, how do I really make sure that as I'm meeting people, even for the first time, do they check off my scorecard? And if they do, those are the people that you put time and attention to maintaining relationships with, not necessarily how many dollar signs you can put around them or how, quote, important they are.